Wow. I am so honored. What can I say? To talk to Jonathan McReynolds. What can you say? Grammy award winning, Dove award winning. I mean, host of the Stellar Awards. I was about to say the Grammys. Okay, that's coming. Um,
Maybe.
BET Sunday Best, author, uh, record label owner. What else? Producer. I mean, extraordinary songwriter. Man, Jonathan, all I got to say is this is your world. Okay,
Hey,
I'll pitch. This is your world. I'm just living in it.
you
It's
sound
your world,
good,
man.
man.
It's your world. You are hanging with the who's of the what's what. Man, you're on a whole nother level. I am so honored that you even took time to talk to us.
Come
I'm
on.
serious.
Thank you.
Because you
Thank you.
know you're on another level, right? Hanging out with Steph Curry. And did I forget to say one of the best gospel music recording artists, basketball players in
The
the
best,
world?
the greatest of all time.
The
The
greatest.
greatest.
And I didn't say Denzel Washington. I didn't say
Denzel.
Denzel. Oh my goodness. How are you doing, Jonathan?
I'm great. I'm really good. Working hard as always. But it's great to talk to you. Great to see you.
I am so glad. Man, I'll be seeing you all over the place. Happy birthday in advance.
Thank you. I appreciate
Wow. Okay, what's the big year? This 30,
it.
30.
33. 33.
Wow,
Yep.
man. You've come a long ways, Jonathan. We are so, when I see you, I just smile. I'm like, wow. When I
Thank you.
saw you on the movie, Favorite Son, I'm,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I literally got BET Plus just to watch the movie, okay? Uh,
That's Thank
and
you.
then on Maverick City tour with Kirk Franklin, how was that?
Oh, it was fun. It was a movie every night. That was really cool.
Oh, really? Man. And of course, Doe, congratulations on your record label. Um, and she's what, number one? I mean, she's been number one. I mean, I'm loving
Yeah.
her music, man. I am
You.
so glad you chose her as your artist.
Yeah, no, she's killing it. She's doing amazing. And yeah, hopefully when I pray this week or next week will be her second number one. So it's been really cool.
Yeah, man.
You say it like the way you just said it. I feel really blessed, and I probably need to stop complaining and be more grateful more. But yeah, it's been a lot of hard work. We've definitely, you know, done I mean, every day. Just pounding and doing as much as we can. And so I'm really glad that especially from your perspective, you give me better perspective on how much ground we've covered. And
A
so
lot.
thank you,
Do you know
thank you.
we're playing so good on Moody, on the Moody Network?
Nice,
We're
yeah.
playing Make Room and we're playing your songs on 90.1. I mean, I'm like, wow. You never know. You never know.
Thank you.
Okay, real quick, you've come a long ways from dreaming of being a meteorologist or a weatherman. Did you ever, I mean, think you'd be hanging out with Kim Fields, Layla Hathaway, Tamar Braxton, Steph Curry? Do you have Serena Williams and the VP Harris and all them people in your contacts?
I ain't doing that. That'd be cool, but no, I don't have her yet. But no, it's been yeah, no. Again, your perspective on my life is blessing me this morning or this afternoon, and because yeah, we've done a lot, we've worked hard, and I think that in football terms, some of these are probably touchdowns that should have been dancing, but I've always taken them as first downs, which
Oh,
means you just keep going, and so. I'm just really, yeah, I'm blessed. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm always thinking forward to the next. So I'm already halfway through next year in my brain. But thank you for even this moment of just like, man, we have done a lot, even over a pandemic, even over civil unrest, even over my own personal
yeah.
struggles and, having to improve and having to shed and having to grow up. Definitely, prayerfully, God has, gotten the glory, and we've been able to, impact the world and the genre and the kingdom. And that's it. I mean, that's all that keeps me going. So thank you for that. You've already blessed me more than I blessed you this morning.
Well, I tell you, man, you've been you're just amazing. And Molly Music, you've been working with him. We still playing. You know how much Jonathan McReynolds music we play? We play a lot. I mean, a lot, and I'm not just trying to say that, but I'm like, you've got a lot of content. And I
Thank
know
you.
you were working on some of the music that you have now. I believe you were working on it during the Maverick City music tour.
Yeah, so after I would get off stage, I would go back to my RV, my bus, and I would set it up as a kind of a recording studio and yeah, make music there. And yeah, we're probably about 85% done with the record. It should come out top of next year, maybe February or so. And I'm just really excited. Thank y'all for, rocking your world. It's kind
Oh,
of the lead single for it.
love that first sound. I mean, it is definitely a hit. Now, I think I heard you say on one of your on your channels or Instagram or somewhere, you're not concerned about what people think about you and your music anymore, or it was something to that vein that you don't care what people think about your music. You're going to do it your way, kind of like Frank Sinatra. Is that kind of what you said?
That sounds really confident there, and I wish I had that level of confidence. I do think that I am. I've gotten to a place where because I started off so kind of out of the box anyway, that
Mm-hmm.
I think people don't expect me to be anything else, which is a certain type of freedom because at this point people just expect different. They just expect, I think over the years I have trained people on how to listen to me, how to take so they listen to words a little harder. They expect maybe a different side or different genre influence. They expect those things. So now it's not hitting everybody. So like, wait, what was that? I don't even know if I like that. I think people they're ready to kind of receive whatever is about to happen to them. And so it's just a blessing, yeah, to now be at a place where, it's just kind of like we're gonna do the best we can. And the whole purpose of this theme of this album is learning how to be responsible for what you can be responsible for, and then leaving the results up to God, leaving the results up to how it's supposed to happen. It's His world. We're just living in it. I've done my part. The lilies do their part, but they're not tripping about how tall they grow and what happens to all the other lilies. They do their part, and they're disconnected a little bit from the results. Does that make any sense? And
That's
so,
making sense.
so I think that's just where I am in life. And please understand, um, as a gospel artist, I think a lot of times when we release music, uh, it's expected that what we're singing about, we're past, and now we're just kind of testifying about it and looking back. Maybe Tamla Man was tired and had few options. Maybe Smokey did need him now at that point. Maybe Jonathan was split in two, and part of him loved the world. And we always think, oh yeah, they've passed it, and now they're singing a song for us to get past it. But no, the way my music has always worked is I've been speaking about it while I'm in it. So I haven't mastered this. I haven't mastered this stress-free, pressure-free living. I haven't mastered 100% trust and total, complete rest in God's finished work. But I want to get there.
Yeah.
And I am writing about it, and I'm singing about it, talking about it, preaching about it, so that we all, including me, can walk more in that rest. And so that's what I've been working on. That's what I've been singing about. That's what I've been thinking about. Everything, my theme for the birthday, my mother said, if you have a theme, she's trying to figure out a gift. I did. I said rest. That is the thing. Not just rest like going to sleep, but rest from feeling like you have to do everything. Rest from feeling like the results are all on you.
I love it. Someone said that the flower or rose doesn't have to say, hey, I'm a rose. You're just a rose. You do that. You be what you are. You know what I'm saying? And I love what you're saying. You just do your part, and I do believe we have to give God something to work with. A lot of times we just want it like it's going to rain. We want to call him our Santa Claus, our sugar daddy, our magician, but you've got to give him something. He's already given everything to you. So at least give it back so that he can, put the super on your natural, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But I love it, man. You kind of put me in the mind of the staple singers back in the day. I remember talking to Mavis Staples, and she was saying, how people, they didn't receive them, especially because they didn't say Jesus a lot, and then I think about BD and CC. A lot of folks didn't play them at first. but you now, I mean, we've, come to 2022. Well, you started off what, 10 years ago, 11 years ago?
This year is actually the 10-year anniversary for my first record.
Wow. Yeah. And so you have kind of just taken it, what I'm saying, to another level. And you're right. We are, we're still going through. A lot of times we act like we got it all made. Baby,
Mhm.
bye. Okay. And you know who says that all the time. Baby, bye. Ain't nobody, we all need Jesus and we need him every single day. Amen to that. Um, Real quick, Maverick City Music. Again, I know you just got off a very successful tour. I think somebody said, I didn't get a chance to go to Tinley Park when you were here in Chicago. I think someone said it was like maybe 15, 20,000 people there, all colors, all, ethnicities, all ages. What do you think is behind? Of course, we love Chandler, we love Brandon Lake and Naomi Rain and all those guys, Dante Bowe. What do you think is behind the success of Maverick City Music? Because I was talking to somebody, who works in Christian at the time, about a year ago, and they said, "How did they just spring up?" He said, "Where'd they come from?" It's like, boom! It was 90, what, almost 30 million views of Gyra in a month. It's like, and of course, we know Elevation Worship is a huge machine. Great songs they've given us. We're still playing them. But what do you think about them? I mean, you know, they're such a force to be reckoned with today, especially in gospel music. They're on fire for the Lord.
Yeah, I think that's probably the answer to it. They're on fire. They're doing what they uh, you know, were called to do. I think, they, in a world where people were feeling very disconnected from church and disconnected from people during that pandemic, they were showing
Mm-hmm.
church. They were showing a version or a type of church, and they were doing it very well musically. And and God put a special anointing on those songs. And I think that even the way they deliver music and the type of music they deliver, that's just, you can just press play and let it play all day. It's kind of like, it's just like it's more than just it being a product. It's like a service.
Mm.
It's like water. You just turn it on when you feel like you need to shower yourself with it or wash your dishes in it. And that's what music is becoming now. It's less of a masterpiece that you frame and put on the wall, and more of a service for people to be able to do all the other things they need to do in life and have that kind of in the background. So I think they've definitely captured some lightning in a bottle, and I'm just really happy for them, proud of them, and just excited for what they could mean for the generation and the genre in general. And so let's go and let's do this kingdom thing together, regardless of who's in front and
Mm.
how they got there. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. At the end of the day, um, I got to see about 400,000 Christians or believers this summer worship God together. That is more important than however it became to be.
And if there was ever time we need to come together, it is now. This world is cray cray. And I'm going to ask you a question about that in a minute. I know you've done some collabs with, you've collaborated. You did a song with Maverick City Music. Was it recorded? I don't know if that song was recorded or not.
Yeah. Breathe. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's actually up for a Dove this
Wow.
um this October, and yeah, streamed very well and everything. So yeah, there's we had to sing it on the on the tour as well. Not even because it was a part of my set or Maverick's set, but we had to put it in between our sets. Because it was such a successful song. So shout out to everybody that supported that as well. And I was also with my artist Doe, and we all sat there and wrote that thing together.
Well, I mean, a phenomenal job. And I asked that too, because do you plan to do more collaborations with Christian artists? I know you've done that, but do you plan to do more? Because, and the reason I'm asking that, I guess, because do you think Christian and gospel music will like literally merge as one, maybe, real soon, or I don't know. What do you think?
Um, yeah, I don't have any big plans. I do have incredible Christian artist that we just finished a song together. Will be on this next album. And yeah, I think that our generation, we view it less as Christian over there, gospel over here. That was really not our generation's doing. You know, that was not our creation. That was not our dichotomization or categorizing. That was, we didn't make those categories.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? We're living in them, we're operating within them. But I think that for a lot of us, you know, maybe 35 and younger, so, you know, kind of growing up in this world, it's kind of like, why are these blocks here again? We forgot. I mean, because we didn't know. We don't know. We don't even know the racial things that even created these boxes. And I gotta admit, I'm not putting everything on generations prior to us, because we have our own issues that we presented ourselves. But at the end of the day, this one is something that we don't even know why it's here anyway. And so, you know, I think that when I reach out to Torn Wells, or I reach out to Mav, or I reach out to, you know, whoever I reach out,
I'd
even
love for you and Danny Goki to do something, or
Danny
Natalie.
Goki's my friend. That's my guy. I mean, it could very easily happen. And so, you know, I remember one time talking to Toby Mack. I think it was Toby Mack, or it might have been Torn Wells. I don't know, but I just kind of said, you know, we should do this, we should do that, we should do that. And their response to me was, "Oh, you're trying to break everything." You know what I'm saying? And because they are very aware and cognizant of the random blocks that have been put to keep white people over here and black people over here and this culture over here and this expression over here, and to keep those things separate. But I think our generation, we don't even really understand it. We understand the racial tensions, but we have a little less adherence to them because they don't actually reflect our personality. And so, you know, maybe things will change. And I think for sure with the next generation, I think they're going to be thinking very little about those 1950s categories that we're still upholding now.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of what you just said about the 1950s. I was talking to a lady, to what's her name? Jenkins, Tamara. Anyway, Jenkins, and Charles Jenkins' wife, and she was saying her kids, they'll say, "Oh, that was back in the 1900s," and I'm like, 1900s, but when you think about it, yeah, that was a long time ago, and that thinking is just really, it's time to put it to rest. But it's going to take a lot of prayer. It's going to take a whole lot of prayer. And I think I asked you this the last time. I'm going to ask you again. I don't know if it's gotten any better. You know, the climate, the world. I mean, Christians, you know, got commercials and stuff with their little kids, and the whole family got AR-15s and 17s for Christmas cards and stuff. I mean, it's kind of this climate. What do you think? I mean, how do you think your music is gonna, you know, impact, or it needs to impact this world today, considering the climate we're in? We
just have to do our part. You know, I mean, I think it's where you look. You know, I think that the ridiculousness has absolutely gained control of the airwaves. There was very little mainstream press at the largest Christian gospel tour in history to document all these different colors of people that were coming, all these white folks in Rogers, Arkansas, that I taught my music, and you know, by the time we got to I'm Not Lucky, I'm Loved, they were jumping along with everybody else. There's nobody to cover that. And so at the end of the day, I just think that there's a lot of ridiculousness that goes on TV, and there's a lot of ridiculousness that is actually happening. But at the end of the day, I think it's creating more ridiculousness. And there's a media has two effects. Radio has two effects. You can either present what the world is doing, and you can also impact what the world is doing. And I think that sometimes people want to just show, hey, this is happening over here, and they forget that by showing that, you're probably going to create more of it too. On the other hand, if you show that this is what whites and blacks are doing, this is what Christians are doing, you start to multiply that as well. The more airtime Trump got, the more Trump followers he got. So even though the media that maybe didn't really think he was going to win or want him to win, but he was really really interesting. They post him, they have him. He doesn't even need to pay for campaign dollars for advertising because just the ridiculousness that came with the movement that got to be put in front of people, and it just got more followers, more momentum. And so, either way, I just think that we kind of have to grab a little more control over what we present, and so that we don't give any more momentum to the stupidity. It is out there. I hate it.
I mean,
I feel about it. I wish y'all haven't turned me loose. You ain't never seen me actually say all that I have to say. But at the end of the day, I'm just praying that more experiences like what happened this summer heal my heart and heal all the people's hearts around them, so that we can get back to portraying what the kingdom is in some places, but more importantly, what it should be.
And what God put us here to do, worship, together, in unity and, in spirit and in truth. Hey, man, we're going to have to send some press out there. That's what we need to start doing, sending press to those concerts, yours and everybody else's. What's your prayer for the world? What is your prayer for the world?
I think I might have to get off of here soon.
Okay.
But,
Okay, cool. Jonathan, what's next? What's next? Real quick, what's next for you guys? What's next? What's next?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I think my connection's kind of
next? I can hear you.
okay. Oh yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on. We're doing Elihu Nation stuff, ElihuNation.org. We just gave out a whole bunch of college scholarships a few weeks ago, and we're gonna be doing some Bible studies all over the country. We're gonna hit Baltimore this month, and we got to get Texas and LA and Atlanta. We're of course always going to include Chicago and everything that we do. So, we're going to be doing that. Albums coming out soon. Some other content is coming out soon. I'm about to launch a couple more movements, that aren't musical, but they're all about creating more faith and togetherness and sanity in this kingdom. So
we need you. Don't stop. Don't stop, please. Again, didn't mean to cut you off, but I know you got to run. Thank you for your time, Jonathan. I am so honored, because even though, I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to talk to Jonathan McReynolds anymore, but thank you for this time. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for saying yes to the Lord and continuing to impact, the world with your music. We appreciate you. Happy birthday. I know your mama is so proud of you, but thanks for making us smile. And hey, it's your world. I'm just living in it. Jonathan, we love you. Jonathan McReynolds, take it easy, okay?
Love you too.
Hope to talk to you again soon. God bless.